What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. I got to tell you, I'm super excited, and I actually have a couple of news for you guys. As you know, today, the book that I co-author with 12 different people, 14 different people, sorry, 40 different people just came out, and it's called You Can Overcome Anything with Faith. And it's definitely one of those books that I believe you definitely need to get and not only get for your own personal growth. There's a lot of great stories that are going to help you in your journey. And so I'm here with one of the 14 co-authors. Her name is Kelly Griego. Hey, Kelly, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you, Caesar? Nice to see you.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely doing great. I'm gonna give them a little bit about who you are, and then I want you to tell me more about you. You're obviously an author now, so congratulations. You're a hypnotist and a spiritual life coach, intuitive energy healer, a Reiki and a spinal flow practitioner, trainer, and public speaker, and you founded the Higher Consciousness. So welcome, and tell me more about you.
My name is Kelly Griego. I am a native to Phoenix, Arizona. And gosh, I was born and raised here. And then let's see here, I enlisted into the United States Air Force in 1999 when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And then I ended up doing government contracts as an enlisted airman, and then ended up being a base contracting officer, and ended up working for the Department of Veteran Affairs for a little over a decade, and left there being their deputy director of contracts for one of the Western Network regions. And then recently, I just retired from 25 years of federal service between military and civil service last month, to follow my passion of being a hypnotist, a business hypnotist, a spiritual life coach. And a lot of that honestly is directly related to the story that I shared in the book that came out today. So that's how I kind of got to where I'm at today.
No, that's exciting. And again, guys, today this book came out. You can get a copy of the ebook for just 99 cents. As a matter of fact, get multiple copies, go out and get them. And it's going to be for a limited time. And I haven't shared this with anybody. So you're going to be the first one to hear this, and everyone here listening to us. So far, we came out with this book today, and we're already ranking on 17 different categories. To me, that's super exciting. I'm excited for that. And on some of them, we're already hit number one. So that is super exciting to know that, again, the book is getting some traction. People are definitely liking the book. And again, if you haven't gotten your copy, go out and get your copy for just 99 cents. It's definitely something that you need to have with you. As I always tell people, it has to be part of your reading material. It's a really good book for different people. So you left your job, and that's actually kind of interesting, because a lot of people they say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they either get stuck, they have that fear of the unknown. What about if I make it? What about if I fail? What about all these different things? And then for you, which I know that even happened to me, not so much in that sense, you had a very secure job. I mean, working for the government, really good benefits. That's one thing that people are afraid to say, hey, am I okay to walk away from all these benefits and whatever comes with that, right? um
Mhm.
what was it for you to say, you know what, I'm ready. I'm after so many years, I'm ready to walk away and essentially start from scratch.
Mhm. So it's funny that you say that because, as a hypnotist, we identify, limiting beliefs and, help release them. And I'll be honest, like for the past, 8 months, I wanted to leave my job. And what I finally discovered in November, as I'm doing hypnosis on myself, self hypnosis, as we know, all hypnosis is self hypnosis.
Hmm.
And I identified I had a fear of the unknown. And I was like, oh man. So I had to go through, and I went through, I went through what to find out what the root cause of my fear of the unknown. And once I went through it, it was actually generational trauma. Something about uh, it doesn't matter, but Yeah, it was generational trauma. And it's something that once I identified, and then I took the lessons from how my fear of the unknown was holding me back and it was limiting me. It was a game changer. Like within, as soon as I released that limiting belief, and then I attended a couple of other events with some of my mentors, and they kind of helped give me a little bit additional direction between identifying that limiting belief and releasing it and getting the additional direction from my mentors. I quit gave my federal job I gave them 60 days notice, and I just haven't looked back. And you're right. Like, and I was an executive in the federal government. So I was, I've been a GS-14 and a GS-15. I was the deputy director of contracting at one point in time. And I just finished out my career as a federal lead program manager. So, I mean, I really had an amazing career, an honorable career. I made a lot of change. I ran the construction division for the VA for about a little over a decade. And it was identifying those limiting beliefs, releasing them, because, and one of the things, you're right, I did have a good living and it was secure and everything like that. But the thing is, I was allowing somebody else to tell me what my value was.
Oh,
And what I'm worth. And I'm worth a lot more than what the government was paying me, and among other things. And so I found my worth, and I just had to identify those limiting beliefs so I could take my life to the next level, and I can help other people now. Before don't get me wrong, I helped a lot of people in federal service. I mean, I had amazing programs. I really did a great job. And now, though, I want to take that and help heal the world.
yeah.
To just help heal others, and just to see everybody else that you can live a life that you choose with your passion, and just know that the universe will support you. And if you look at people who are passionate about what they do, you've got the Taylor Swifts, you got the Patrick Mahomes. Those people are doing their passion, and my passion is helping people. And I have found tools, and I have a toolbox of tools to tailor to individuals, because where I was a little over a year ago, and you read my story. In the book, I did not have the tools. And when I finally found a healer, that person that I found had a multiple toolbox of tools. And when that person asked me, like, what do you want? Because they were a psychic medium. They're like, well, what do you want? And I told her, I said, I don't know what I need. Like, I need help. And so far, nobody could help me. And so, she used a couple of different techniques. And, from that point, I ended up, learning about spirituality and, reframing our mindset. And I really had to make the choice to save my own life. And so what I've been doing over the last year is learning the tools that helped me, and so that I can implement them to help other people. And one of my very first paying clients, and it was just amazing. The person originally reached out to me, and they were on the East Coast, and I'm not really sure how they found me, but she reached out to me and she wanted a Reiki session. She had asked for a Reiki session. And in the message, I could tell, though, she was a lot in distress. And so I was like, okay, yeah, let's set up a call. And within, the first 5 minutes, I just asked, about, the story and what was going on, everything the person had going on. And it turned out we ended up not even doing Reiki. I asked her, I said, a lot of times when people have emotional trauma and a lot of things that are going on, it'll manifest into physical pain into our bodies. And I'd asked her, I said, are you experiencing any physical pain? And so she went on, oh my gosh, yes. And so I asked her permission if I said, I know this technique to help release pain for what you're specifically experiencing. Would you like to try that? And she's like, oh, yeah, whatever. And within 50 minutes, her pain was gone. And it was just that emotional release. And, I provided that safe place to her, it was basically a guided meditation hypnosis so that she can release that emotion. And by the time that we were done with the session, her physical pain was gone. And then we'd schedule a couple more to, help identify and release additional emotions and limiting beliefs. But I was like, this is what I want to do. This is exactly what somebody did for me. And now I have the tools where I can tailor it specific to that individual to help them live their best life. So for me, it was a fun moment. It made me
No,
really just love and be more excited.
well, that's huge. And I love that. And the fact that I think you said it well. And I like what you mentioned. And you said you don't need somebody else to dictate your value, number one. And number two, the fact that you're actually finding something that you're passionate about, and you're able to help just like they help you. And I got to tell you, your chapter, I get to read all the chapters firsthand. So I really enjoyed it. And it was one of those that, again, there's so many different, in my opinion, so many different lessons and things, and that you're leaving behind, that I do believe is going to resonate with people, right? And people are going to be able to pick up something from there and say, wow, like this is huge. It's going to help in my journey. So talking about that, you came up with the title, Breadcrumbs of Faith, right? Tell me more
Yeah.
about that. How did that come about? How did the title come about? Because I do believe that there's just like names do matter. The title
Right.
of a chapter or a book or anything for that matter
Mm-hmm.
has a deeper meaning, right? So tell me more about the title of
Right.
of your chapter.
So I just got goosebumps when you asked me about that. So it was around the end of November, December of 2023. And in the book I discussed, I was not in a very good place. And I'd been struggling. I had a nervous breakdown in September of 2024 or 22. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. No, this 2022, I had a nervous breakdown. And then, and that I was working with the VA, but they just really didn't have the resources to be able to assist me. And I'd been struggling with suicide back and forth. And it was a wake up call from my youngest. I have, he's going to be 18 in a couple of months. And just saying, hey, mom, like I've suffered these losses too. And in addition, and if you think that I can live without you too, he's like, you are sorely mistaken. And so at that point, I was like, fine, almost like a temper tantrum child, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, I went to our Father, I went to God, and I was so angry because I'm like, all right, I have this. He was 16 at the time. I had this 16-year-old young man that's saying, I can't live without you. And I'm like, fine, I'm your mother, that's fine. But I was so angry because I was like, God, there has to be more to life than this. How do you expect me? Because I'm only, at the time I was 45. I don't know, however old I am. Maybe I was 44. It doesn't matter. But at the
You
time,
look
however,
good.
I was like, how can
That's what matters.
thank you, thank you, thank you. But at the end of the day, I was just like, how can you expect me to live here for another 40 to 50 years for other people? There has to be more to life than this. And that's literally what I said. And I was angry, and I may have said a couple of cuss words and stuff like that. But I kid you not, as soon as I said those words, within days, I found the healer, and I just got little breadcrumbs. Found the healer, and then that provided a little bit of relief. I started taking some spirituality classes. I ended up finding a hypnotist that I ended up working, and that was really one of the most profound things to help rewire my mindset, because that was really what I needed. I could not find a way to get past my grief, and that grief was so profound. I just did not see a way out. Like at that time I was like, I'm going to lose my career, I'm going to lose my kids, I'm going to lose my house. And at one point in time, I really truly thought everybody would be better off without me, to include my kids. I was like, go live with your dad, you'll be better off without me. But that is how sick I was. And I was sick. And yeah, and so I ended up getting little breadcrumbs, and they were just little pieces. And I was like, oh my gosh, you can't make this stuff up. Like, this is, all I had to do was ask. And ask and you shall receive. And so, And now I just feel like I'm able to share my experience, but also, I've learned the tools where I can help other people, find that light again, but not just survive, really thrive in life and learn to love life again. Whether you've lost, I lost my partner, or whether you've been through a divorce, or you're changing, you're at the top of your career, but it's no longer fulfilling to you. Just stuff like that. Like I can help people with those because I've been through all those types of experiences.
Yeah, and I remember reading that part, and definitely for me it also resonated. And the idea of you have here your son saying, "Hey, like I'm here, like I count," right? And unfortunately, sometimes we go through certain things through our lives. We go through a lot of different things that whether it's our parents or our kids, nobody knows exactly what we're going through deep down, right? Except sometimes the love of somebody that in genuine love, and someone that really cares about you, in this case, in your case, your kids, is that's enough. And it might be small at that moment, although it's not. It might be small at that moment though, that's gonna help you, as you said, that breadcrumb of faith, right? I'm like, you know what, let me get up and do something different here. And if I'm not gonna do it for myself, let me do it for this person that really is really looking up to me. Like they need me, and that's exactly what happened with you.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. In terms of this, what is your like? What's the one thing that most excited you about talking about your story? Because definitely is a very beautiful story, and I know it's also
Mhm.
a very, maybe for you, I believe so. It's also a story of self healing and helping you in your own growth right now. I believe that's
Right.
where it is. What excited
Yeah.
you the most about being part of a book and getting this story out and helping some of the people, also helping yourself?
Um, Really just another part of release and sharing to relate and connect with other people, because I'm not the only person that's lost, a life partner. I'm not the only person that's gone through a divorce. I'm not the only person who, had a great career, but then they're like, I got to do something different. Like I can't do this for another 20 years. You know what I mean? No, and it's not all about the money. So just sharing that story and then making real connections, and just, even if nothing else, hopefully just the story itself, people can, like, hey, there is more to life than this. I just have to ask. I just have to look for, and there's other people out there that have been through what I've been through, and they've healed, and they can help me. And that's kind of what happened to me. And I would love to share that with other people. So that would be why.
That's awesome. I love it. Hey guys, again, this book just came out. If you're watching this, do me a favor, go to Amazon and get a copy of just 99 cents. That's going to be a limited time, and it's the ebook. And leave us a 5-star review. The paperback is going to be available soon after the ebook. And if you want an autograph, personalized copy of the paperback, get with Kelly. She can help you with that. She'll give you all the details. You can send her a message directly. For the meantime, get a copy of the ebook for just 99 cents. Kelly, let me ask you, in terms of, when people pick up the book, whether it's the ebook or the paperback, and they're going
Mhm.
through the pages and they're reading your chapter, what is that
Mhm.
one thing you want people to take away? What is the biggest thing you want people to take away from your story?
Is that, people told me throughout my grieving journey that time heals all. And that is such not the truth. It's just a lie. Um, Time, no, you have to set the intention to heal. Time is just a longer way to torture yourself.
Agree.
And so for me, you have to set the intention to do the work, to intentionally heal, take the lessons, and don't wait as long as I did. I didn't know what my options were. I'd never, been through anything like, that before. And then also the inner work, it is scary and it's hard and it is so worth it. It's worth it though once you get through it. But it is, a lot of people don't do it because it is scary and it's really hard once you get into your own mind and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my, oh, we got to fix this. So it's very emotional, but it is so worth it. I am a completely different human being, soul, from all of my experiences, and healing is what took me to where I'm at now. It wasn't time. Time, yeah. If I'd have let time keep fixing me, I don't know if I'd still be here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you know what, and I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you. I know that, uh, for many things, people say time will heal you, it will heal those wounds, or time will tell and do, and while that might sound great, I do believe that we all have the same amount of time, right? And time is gonna happen whether you're sad, whether you're happy, whether it doesn't matter what you're going through. Time doesn't care, right? And it's gonna keep going. And so the only thing that you can do when you're going through something like that, in my opinion, is you got to take action. You got to do something, whatever that might be, right? And so
Yeah.
if you're stuck, if you're going through a breakup, if you lost your job, or if whatever, you cannot just sit around and let time do its thing. That's not gonna do
Mhm.
anything. You definitely have to take some action. See, even when you fall down and you scrape yourself, you got to put some ointment or something in you for your body to start healing, right? It's not just
Mhm.
letting it sit there and let it happen. And so I agree with you that we have to do more than just letting time happen and pass. The second thing I
Yeah.
really appreciate that you mentioned, because I think that's really all of it. And I was talking to Kyle earlier today, which is another one of the co-authors, and we're talking about the mindset that really you got to do that inner work, and work on your mind, and work on really bettering yourself, right? And so you talked about doing certain things, and obviously now
Mhm.
you're helping people with those things. uh, Tell
Mhm.
me a little bit about that journey. I'm interested to learn more about that journey of that self-discovery, self-growth, self-healing. Like, obviously you say you were working with a hypnotist, with different people.
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
do you do now? Like, what are your daily habits to keep you in a positive state of mind?
Okay, so you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I do get up everything at first thing in the morning and I meditate for 1 hour. Uh,
Nice. Okay.
I do, and in part of that meditation, I do a couple of different mindset exercises to just help with my intuition, and then also working with my higher self. I do call my higher self in to do that meditation, and so that just alone completely healed my blood pressure. I don't even take blood pressure medication anymore. I went to the VA
That's
to see my
awesome.
practitioner last week, and when she took my blood pressure, no medication. I haven't taken it in like 6 7 months, but it was like 114 over 63. It has not been like that since my mid 30s.
Wow.
Yes, and that was with no medication. That's just from loving myself, but it's also the healing. The meditation is huge with that, and so, and then also some other techniques that I do. Like if I'm starting to notice chaos outside of my life,
Hmm.
on my outside, I'm like, okay, Kelly, because I know that I am responsible for everything that happens in my life, everything. And so when I start to see chaos, I'm like, oh, Kelly, what is going on inside of you that is causing this to happen? And so I'll go in and I'll sit with my emotions. I do talk a lot to my subconscious mind now, and that's one of the things that I do to help other people. I guide them through that process so that they're talking to them. We're told our whole lives we're not supposed to talk to ourselves. No, you got to talk to yourself, because
Right.
how else do you work out everything that's going on in your subconscious? And so I am able to do that with myself, and that's one of the techniques that I use to help other people kind of figure out what's going on there. And so then, and like I said, and then I also will do the same thing with my emotions. If I went to Las Vegas a few weeks ago, and there was like 3 or 4 things in a row, and I was getting in a bad mood. And I'm like, all right, Kelly, what's going on? I took myself, because I didn't want to take my bad attitude and share it with other people, right?
Hmm.
And so I took my own emotions and I went into my room, and I went through my process to release those, and I came out a brand new person. So I really now, before I really just ignored my emotions. Now they are talking to me, and I understand, okay, I need to ask them, what does this mean? What is going on? so that we can figure it out and get back on track. So that's how I use it kind of every day. And then, yeah, the meditation and, yeah. And then, Reiki, and then in my practice though, I'll also use, just intuitive energy healing well, depending upon what type of hypnosis, I can combine the different tools that I have to help others
Yeah,
with
you
those.
talked about talking to yourself. Have you done any like self hypnosis audios that you listen to yourself in the morning, or like I've done that before. Like I've done like self hypnosis or even
Mhm. Yep.
affirmational audios. And
Yep.
if I'm kind of exercising or walking, I'll listen to those. And then
Mhm.
also like a self hypnosis, right, for yourself. Do you do that too?
I sure do. I've got one for my business. I've got one for my personal health. And
Yeah,
then I also did one because I just got a tattoo the other day, and
yeah, I know.
I recorded a pain release, a pain hypnosis for the tattoo. Yeah, and it didn't hurt. I lasted there for 7 hours. So yes, I do that for myself because I know how powerful it is.
Yeah.
And so now that I know, why wouldn't I use it if I have these tools to use on myself? You know, yeah, it's great to help other people, but I should be helping myself too. So
Right. Yeah.
absolutely, yes, I
Yeah. No,
do.
that's huge. You gotta give me the one for the tattoo. I'm trying to get a nice little art on myself, and it's gonna be a long one, so I definitely need that for sure.
I got you. I got you. Yep.
No, that's good. So tell me a little bit about where can people connect with you, find you if they wanna, do any kind of work with you or learn more about the things you have to offer. How can they get a hold of you?
Okay, yeah. So we should be on my Facebook now. They can reach me through my personal Facebook, which is Kelly Griego. I do have my Higher Consciousness Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. And so Instagram is also Higher Consciousness, I think LLCKMG. All the links are definitely in the ebook.
Yep.
And then also, I do have a website that is linked in both of my online platforms. So on Facebook and Instagram as well. So, okay.
Awesome. And then, do you work with any particular people, or there's really no? What kind? What I guess what's your avatar, right?
So yeah, so I've got a program I recently just launched, and that is for kind of the people that we're talking about now, people that have been through situations kind of like what I've been through, whether it's a loss of a life or just a major life trans uh, transition and something that to help them come through. So that's one program I have right now. I also recently got certified as a business hypnotist, and so I am working on launching a 1 day workshop for business owners and salespeople to help eliminate self sabotage. And procrastination, a lot of the top 5 blocks that people have in business, fear of rejection, lack of confidence or worthiness, negative beliefs of money, and then sometimes even an inability to be disciplined, to follow through. So those types of things. And that would be a 1 day workshop. I am going to start it off live with people in the local Phoenix metropolitan area, and then we'll see how that goes. If I get more people and they want me to do it virtual, we can go from there. So those are the two areas, really, just people who are looking for a life transformation. And then, yes, I'm looking because I've been in the business, working federal contracts for 25 years. I've been working with, business owners for that long. And I'm like, why don't I do something, since that's the, type of people I've been working, with for so many years. So I figured I can do that too. But I do also like the transformation to help people. So I kind of like, well, I'm still
Yeah,
helping people all the way around,
you
but
are
just two different
definitely.
types. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, definitely. See, guys, that's what I'm telling you. Like, this book we have really good people in this book, and people that have from all walks of life, all different stories and things that you're gonna resonate. So again, go out and get a copy of this book for just 99 cents. Get that ebook. You can get multiple copies. Leave us a review and do what other people do. Buy multiple copies and then give them away because you just don't know who you're gonna be impacting by giving those books away. So get a copy of the ebook. Kelly, anything else that you wanted to share with us before I let you go?
No, just thank you for, for putting this book together, Caesar, and allowing me to be part of this awesome adventure and allowing me to share my story and become a published author. It's so
Yes.
exciting. And then, yeah, please, feel free to reach out to me and see how I can help you. I know that I can. So if any of my story resonates with you, please reach out and I would love to help you.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, guys, get a copy of the ebook. And if you want an autographed copy, do not forget, reach out to Kelly. She can get you an autographed, personalized copy of the paperback, and she can give you all the details, and you can work with her on that. Again, thank you guys. Go get your copy today, and stay tuned for some other interviews, and keep helping us with this ebook. I'll see you guys. Bye, Kelly.
Awesome. Bye. Thank you. Bye.